I'm 32 and spent 200,000 on biohacking, became calmer, thinner, extroverted, healthier and happier, picking up girls. You hear about all these tech billionaires who do these crazy things, but you don't really know what they do right because they don't talk about it. People think, oh my God, injection. But the molecule is larger than what can typically be absorbed through the stomach. The goal is to reduce the chances of a heart attack in the next, 80 years. It's better to have mental clarity and not be bothered by emotions, etc. Good mood, confidence, focus, energy, willpower, stress, resilience, brain power, calm, health, longevity, removal of social anxieties, inhibition, all the time with minimal investment of time and minimal risk. Huh, I'm not really sure. I certainly do. I'm not sure I can answer that question. A lot of challenges, anxieties, insecurities, introversion, weight loss, focus, anger management, and procrastination issues. At first, I just started reading a lot of scientific research, and basic things stuck out. Don't eat sugar, do take vitamin B. Gradually, I just started asking myself more complex questions. How can I optimize my hormones? That's kind of risky. To do without a doctor, I had a long list of questions that I would assemble. Then I would go find doctors who claimed to have the answers. I would send them this huge agenda saying, I want to sit down with you for a long time and talk about them. I had experiences with more traditional doctors where I would say, hey, I would like my blood sugar to be lower than average at the age of 27, or I have slightly elevated mercury. We should fix that. And the traditional doctor would say, oh, mercury, your hair isn't falling out. Come back when your hair is falling out. Come back when your hair is falling out is not a very good proposition. I don't want my hair to fall out. I don't want to have cancer when I'm 80. Medical team, they have a small number of clients for whom they do this kind of work. One of the biggest challenges for the regular person wanting to do preventative medicine is that there are very few doctors in the world who do this way. The primary diseases that people die from are cancer, heart disease, and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. They do not happen acutely. They happen over 40 or 50 years of your life. By the time you are having any symptoms, it's too late because a lot of different systems in your body have been exposed for decades. There are less than 1,000 people out of the 7 billion on the planet who know as much about their health as I do. If you do not count the time invested, they feel I would benefit. People here in Silicon Valley have a technical mindset, so they think of everything as an engineering problem. A lot of people who are not of a technical mindset assume that, hey, people have always been dying. But I think there's going to be a greater level of awareness once results start to happen. What's going to be compelling for the average person is when you see people who are 90 and who look very good, who look 30. It's a complicated process that's very underway. But for the vast majority of humanity, it's completely incomprehensible. Going to tell me when I'm going to die? If they do, I just move to another country. If I'm going to have to a place in the evening where I can pick up girls, I don't wear orange glasses because I feel a bit insecure about them in a sex-related context. I do have some women I date from time to time, This is a longer conversation, but I just want to spend my time with people whose company I enjoy, who energize me. And if you don't want to engage in that sort of thing, and you still want to have sex, which is what humans do, then it's a question of just how do you fix that without spending too much time on it. Hire sugar baby models for sex, not prostitutes. Many wealthy people keep mistresses and pay for their expenses, or rent their apartments. These girls who have 200,000 hobo watches and vacation in Monaco. Look, I think ultimately it's what your objectives are in life and how it advances your objectives. Children don't feel like something that would contribute to my life goals. Some of my close friends who have children will say privately that they regret it because it is much harder for them to focus on the things they care about. It's really taken away from the things they care about. It's just a rational analysis and choice. It's a good question. I feel women typically are more conscientious about their health and more disciplined, but I don't know how many who have an interest in it. I have no idea. I haven't thought about it that way. But women today live somewhat longer than men. Yeah, I'm not sure that's what's going to happen in that regard. There are going to be plenty of economic resources. People will have a higher standard of welfare and wealth because it will be cheaper to produce high quality food and electronics. But if you don't want to upgrade yourself, you're not going to have a lot of influence in society. People will certainly be upset by the fact that the world is going to be run by a small number of superhumans who will upgrade themselves and own the various conglomerates that provide these services. The average non-upgraded human will have no political influence. Why worry about it if you think it's going to happen anyway? I'm quite convinced that it's inevitable. And the second bit is really hard to predict what the world is going to be like. People might spend most of their days playing around in super cool virtual worlds and be happy. There are going to be a small number of superhumans who go off to other star systems because once you're immortal and super intelligent, you don't really care about the rest of humanity. Why would that matter? You might as well go off and build what you want to build. The desire to dominate other people, that comes from our monkey past. Ultimately, the real value is being able to upgrade yourself and become something much better and smarter and live for millions of years and explore other planets. Oh, I definitely dislike the unenhanced myself, but science clearly shows that a real you doesn't exist.